think I'll work on the intro video next week. What's up, man? Let's get it. How you
All right.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you?
Lord Smith, Mr. Smith. This is K Russ,
It's OJ.
and this is our show. Let's talk about it. So a lot of interesting things happened this week. So we're gonna be all over the place today. We're gonna try to keep it under an hour so people can
As we
ask
usually
questions.
are.
Yeah, yeah. So first was burning on my mind. But before we get into anything, we're gonna do some advertisements. Since we ain't got no sponsors, I'm gonna sponsor myself. So first thing we're gonna talk about is my new book. Oh, I should have capitalized that in. It's all good. Boom. My new book. It is called Ephdel, The Hero's Party, Book One. Fantasy at its highest degree. Epic fantasy book. It's in a complete new world. It's not like anything you've heard, and it's a lot like a lot of things you've heard. So it'll be available in February. You know, this is the artwork we got going. So coming soon, Ephdel, The Hero's Party, Book One by K. Russ. All right, so
Boom.
let's get it. First thing I want to talk about is let's go to the OG, a guy we often discuss, right? You know, Philip Rivers and his return.
Let's
Now,
talk about it.
I am 100% biased, right? So we're gonna need an
I think
unbiased opinion.
I think that's an understatement personally, but I know you. So
Philip Rivers is my favorite quarterback ever, right? And because he was always a consummate underdog. He was, if it wasn't for that guy in New England that we won't even mention his name. This man right here would have two Super Bowls, at least two appearances. He had the best team in the NFL twice and didn't go to a Super Bowl.
wait,
Uh,
which two? It wasn't the years that we beat them.
Dog. There was a year when we had the MVP, the Denny Tomlinson. There
When
were
was that?
14
Was
and
that
the year before we fired our coach, the 14-2 team.
I can't remember that. I can't remember when that was.
And we had the underdog year. We had the underdog year when we beat Peyton Manning. We was all over him, dog. That was our year. So we would have two appearances. There was one year where Philip Rivers was all over the Patriots. All over the Patriots. The quarterback who we will not name, the one with 7 Super Bowls, had an awful game. He had an awful game. His defense was having an awful game. The Chargers we were dancing. The game was over. And the quarterback needed to make a drive to win this game. There's like 7 minutes left, something like that. He threw a pick. It was like third and long or fourth down, I can't remember. And he threw a pick. The cornerback for the Chargers, instead of taking a knee and then them running out the clock and kicking, he starts to run, he starts to advance the ball and he fumbles. New England
I remember
comes
that.
back and wins the game.
I remember that. Because now they get a fresh set of downs. No matter where they at, there's a fresh set of
If I'm
downs
not
with Tom
mistaken, I
Brady.
think they needed two scores. I think they
I
needed
think
two
they
scores.
did. Mm-mm.
And we handed it to him on silver platter. All right, so that was that year. It's hard, but he's in news today because after a 5-year hiatus from football, where he was coaching, uh, he was coaching a high school team,
His
a
son's
dominant.
high school team.
They was out there balling. He's been called back before. A lot of people don't understand. He's been called back before, but he declined. The situation wasn't good for him. The last time he played in the NFL, he played for the Colts, and he took him to the playoffs. And he only lost by a field goal to the soon to be champions. So his last hurrah was actually a pretty good hurrah, added to his legacy, and that's all you can ask for at that age.
Dog, you right. But now, I am not a Rivers hater. I
I mean,
think
I
Rivers
wouldn't
was
say
a
that.
very good. I
I
don't
wouldn't say
think
that. He's tethered to your quarterback in New York.
he is,
So,
but I
anything
don't hate.
positive I say about my guy is a slap in the face to your guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's not because he don't got the 2 rings, so I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
So
he's statistically better than your
statistically
guy.
better,
He's statistically better than Ben Roethlisberger, who did have multiple Super Bowl appearances, right?
yeah, but he ain't got
So
the 2 MVPs.
he has no MVPs, no Super Bowl MVPs, no Super Bowl appearances, and that is a strain on his legacy. So I want to tell you why I think this is gonna work, right? He hasn't been out of football. Number one,
You're right.
he has not been out of football.
You're right.
He
Mentally,
went.
he has not been out of football. Dog. Like
Go
I
ahead.
said, I actually like Rivers. I think he's a very good quarterback. I do. I do. I do. He
You
had a
sound like
tough
one of the
draft
racist
class.
people before they say, "I'm not racist," but I digress.
Did you see him throw recently?
I'm not seeing him throw recently. No.
Okay. Before you say you think he could do it, look at that. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And it could even be the clip that I saw on ESPN where all I saw was him throw. I don't know where it went. I don't know who was it to, but his arm did not look like Rivers' arm.
Well, first of all, Philip has the awkward delivery,
Yes.
and he's an early ball thrower. His shit comes down out of the sky, and it was his accuracy that made him dominant.
I know. Look, remember, I spent 4 years in San Diego with you watching the man, so you know.
He's gonna
I'm
have
just
a lot.
saying.
He's gonna have a running back,
He's gonna have a running back, and he's gonna have a decent line.
a decent line, right? He had one of his receivers is Pittman.
Pittman Jr. and he got Pierce.
Pittman's still healthy, right? Or did he get he got injured earlier in the season? I don't know if he's back.
I think Pittman's back.
Okay, so he's gonna have a stable. So, and then, right, all he has to do is perform as well as Daniel Jones. Right. So
Now,
here's the thing: you saw Daniel Jones up close,
yeah.
right? Did we think he went to the Colts and suddenly became this great quarterback, or do you think it was the situation he was in?
As far as what?
I believe, because mind you,
Yeah.
I think the head coach is Steichen, right? No. I think Shane Steichen is his coach.
Okay.
Shane Steichen was a coach in San Diego.
Okay.
He coached in San Diego. He was a quarterback's coach. And if I'm not mistaken, he became the offensive coordinator for 2 years under Philip Rivers. He was the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
And it has been reported that that's the offense that he was running
At the high school. It is.
high school.
Yep.
So the verbiage is there. He went to the workout. He must have done good because they signed him immediately.
He did.
Right. And
I just don't think they're expecting anything downfield.
He's an early ball throw, so it wouldn't matter anyway. You have to run underneath the ball. So if you lose anything on your arm, you just throw it a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? I think he got this. I think okay, but we'll go cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that he has a 44-year-old arm, right? He's Testaverde. He is the quarterback we will not name. He say his arm took a hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's always been a big arm quarterback, but remember, a lot of people said he had no arm because he threw a touch, right? It's not but the 2 or 3 throws a game that he makes that are way downfield. You realize, oh, he do got an arm. You know what I'm saying? So I think
People said Eli didn't have an arm, which I never got.
Well, Eli was a gamer, right? He's like my ex-wife, right? My ex-wife, you give her $1,000, she'll be broke tomorrow. You give her $100, she's gonna stretch that thing, right? When Eli was faced with elimination, something goes off in his psyche, right? It is the pressure of not having when he has 0 Fs to give. That's when he balls out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's why I
You,
love fourth quarter Eli. Yes,
you
but
can't look at
but here's the thing:
okay.
that ball to Odell that made Odell famous,
Mm-hmm.
that was a 50-yard pass in the air.
Yeah, but here's what I'm
That's
saying.
year 15, huh?
Here's what I'm saying. Have you ever watched the quarterback challenges from back in the day?
Yeah.
And you go out there, you see Randall Cunningham would just dominate,
Uh-huh.
and you see Steve Young throw a 61-yard ball, and you're like, 61,
Yeah.
61 yards is
Elway
that's
was
not
up
far.
there too.
And nobody ever said Steve Young didn't have an arm, right? You're watching all these great, all-time great quarterbacks line up and throw the ball as far as they can, and the furthest they could do is 74 yards, right? It was a different era. Admittedly, it was a different era. You don't imagine excuse me, a starting NFL quarterback only being able to imagine a accurate ball up to 74 yards because they had to throw it between the pylons. So whenever they threw outside the pylons, the ball didn't count. But I don't think arm strength, because of the style of play he has, I don't think arm strength is going to be an issue. He was a computer, a high-level processor. I think it's going. And the last thing I'm going to say, right? You have the two young guys there. One is injured with a meniscus, right? And one is untested, unproven, right? He only has to be better than those two guys. That's it. And their upcoming record is Murderers Row. They don't play.
It's crazy.
the last 4 games. So
they got the number 2 defense, the number 8 defense, the number 11 defense, and number 3 defense
coming up.
coming up.
So who do you throw to the Wolves? A tested quarterback who's been in playoff games.
Oh, I'm not saying don't go with him. I was just look. When I saw him throw, I'm like, yo, Rivers, I'm hoping you just joking right now because these two throws don't look like you.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna ball out. I think he's gonna ball out. And when I say ball out, I mean he's gonna be a competent quarterback who gets the ball there.
This is what I want him to do. This is what I really want him to do. Honestly, and I'm not lying. I want him to check down every time.
He's gonna have a running game. He's gonna be a guy
that I want him to check down.
You remember his young years in San Diego when he had LaDainian Tomlinson?
Check down.
That's gonna be
handoff or check down.
No, he's not a check down guy. This is
with Sproles,
Rivers.
Yeah, and what's he doing with Sproles? All them sweeps.
Oh yeah, but let's not act like Sproles. No, Sproles might get to the Hall of Fame because he had a great run with multiple teams.
Yes.
A lot of people don't remember how great he was in San Diego. And a lot of people only remember how great he was in San Diego. Whenever he took the field, remember he was a top punt returner.
And all over
third down running back.
I hated him.
He was good all around.
I hated him.
So thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think he's going to have success?
I think he's going to have some success. Some.
Okay.
Now,
how many games?
My only thing is this, and it has nothing to do with him.
Okay.
Daniel Jones was successful playing in that system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he was able to move around a little bit.
Yes.
Once he could no longer move, and because that fear of him being a runner went away. Okay. And I'm hoping with that offensive line, that doesn't affect Rivers as much. Rivers gets the ball out a lot faster than Danny Dimes does. So I don't think he'll have that same problem. Huh?
He had the lightning fast delivery. That's what
Still get the ball
that's what
out.
they say about you when you can't run, but nobody can sack you.
You get the ball out.
One skill he learned before he left San Diego, under what was the black head coach for San Diego? Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn impressed upon him his last 2 years in San Diego, throw the ball away. Because you remember his third to last season in San Diego, he had 19 picks. Right? And there was conversation about moving on, drafting another quarterback. And then Anthony Lynn was like, nah, I just need you to throw the ball away. So if he remembers those lessons and the running game comes, it's just basically so people can't load up on Taylor, who was on pace to be NFL MVP.
Yeah. And then these last couple games, trust me, he screwed me over in fantasy. That's how I know. Like, that's really how I know. Like,
We're not going to talk about fantasy. You're playing for nothing. Playing for nothing. I had 10 consecutive wins.
Hey, I had 10 consecutive losses. No, I didn't. But it felt like that. God dang, man.
All right, here we go. Moving on.
I missed the playoffs in both my leagues by one spot, dog. Yeah.
One spot.
By one. Yeah, ticked me off. Because in both leagues, I lost major players. I lost Kelsey and Hours early. And because we had a 12-person league, trying to get somebody to replace that was nuts. And in my other league, I lost Neighbors week 3. I was killing.
Well, after I won 7 games in a row, would nobody trade with me no more? I've been trying to get another running back for my flex position. I've been had Keenan Allen there the whole time.
Thank God for Keenan.
Okay, moving on. The Miami mayoral race.
Oh yeah.
It's a big story.
Huge story.
Let me see.
They ain't really talking about it, but yeah, that's a big story.
Aileen Higgins, the first female in Miami history to become mayor. The first female. She's the first non-Hispanic in 3 decades. They have only put in a Hispanic mayor, but over that whole time, every Hispanic mayor that they put in there was a conservative, which is crazy.
Wow.
I don't think the Republican Party appreciated how conservative Miami had become. In their minds, they believe immigrants come here and vote liberal, right? Because liberals look out for a lot of immigrants and a lot of programs, a lot of things to help. So it would make sense that they would do that, but no.
But why do you think that is?
What I would think what is?
That is that in Miami, they are more conservative.
Oh, because they are Catholic. They're strong Catholics, right? Mexicans, South Americans, period. South Americans, Cubans, Dominicans.
Where's Castro from?
Pretty much everybody who was colonized by the Spanish have strong Catholic leanings.
Yes.
The more isolated they are, the more they stay conservative. The larger the city, normally.
Yeah, but Miami is not a small city. Yes, but
Miami is a huge city, but it stayed conservative.
Yeah, but if you look at what's been preached down in that area and why a lot of has been turning red is the socialist side, and they are anti-socialism because of their background,
because of where they came from.
Exactly, and they're saying that the Democrats are the socialists, and that's getting pushed down there, and that's what they're anti.
Well, but they are the socialists, right?
Who?
I believe whenever the more people in one area, the more people who move to one area, the more people realize in collectivism, if everybody pays a piece, we can have better stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's why there's a big divide between rural America versus the metropolises.
Yes, but the issue with that, so what you're saying is absolutely correct. But where they came from, what happened in that socialist society? It
Yes,
collapsed.
yes.
So,
But
even
wait,
though,
hold on one second. Hold on one
in
second.
theory,
The reason why Cuba has collapsed is 100% because the United States. They are embargoed. They are blockaded, embargoed, and sanctioned. Right? Who knows how successful Cuba could have been if they had if Americans had free passes to Cuba, if Europeans had free passes to Cuba, if Cuba
because
was
it's beautiful
allowed.
in Cuba.
What's that?
It's beautiful in Cuba.
It's Cuba. It's great for what we like, but it's oppressive because when you go to Cuba, there's no new cars there. All the cars are from the 50s, right? 50s, 60s, and 70s when they were friendly with the United States. Everything after the Cuban Missile Crisis is not so much, right? Obama was the first one to ease the sanctions on Cuba, and then they were quickly reestablished after he left office. So Cuba, their socialist regime is failing because of the United States specifically, right? If China, if Russia, if all the countries that were not friendly to the United States were allowed to frequent Cuba and do business with Cuba, they would not be in the situation they're in right now. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe that. I believe
Even if it
that.
was just minutely better, right? Over the course of 50 years, the minutia of the situation gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you don't go there and see, towns that haven't been updated in, the last 30, 40, 50 years, right? So they come over from that and they're like, oh, this is better.
We don't want to
And
go back to that.
they don't want to go back to that. So when you tell them, hey, look, this is what socialism will give you, right? And there's no pushback, then it is what it is.
And that's what
It
they've been
is what it
pushing
is.
down there for years and years and years.
But
And
it's a signal because Miami broke Trump by a wide margin last year. They broke Trump by a wide margin.
because they was pushing Kamala as a huge socialist that was backed by Bernie, because Bernie's a democratic socialist and he's sitting out there. So they use that, and dog, like the ads that I saw that was down there when I was there during his first term was nuts. I'm listening to this like, yo, the fact that no one's gonna fact check the internet as they're saying. They was paying Kamala like the ads turning red with her face and the huge socialist and this is what's gonna happen. Like it was nuts.
I was down there in Miami a month and a half maybe, and I get an Uber. And you know how like the parallels in Southern California and Miami, they have a lot of the same names for streets. A lot of the architecture is similar because a lot of it's by the beach, and palm trees, things like that. If you woke up, you might not know that you're in Miami if you're from San Diego. So I'm traveling in Uber, and I tell the guy, this kind of reminds me of San Diego, and the dude almost hit the brakes on me. He started pumping. I swear to goodness, it was like he was reading off the propagandist list of hot button words when talking about California. Now, I will acknowledge wholeheartedly that the housing crisis in San Diego was an issue. The homelessness is an issue. That's pretty much it. It's a paradise where you can just start a business. People are friendly. People don't really care that much about race or gender or creed. You could just have fun and just ball out. And if you have money in Southern California, you have money anywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? They pay you like entry level jobs are paying you $24 an hour, out there. and you cross and then his big thing was the homelessness, right? And then, mind you, he's driving me downtown. So
It's homeless people right where
he's telling me
he
like there's
driving
no
by.
homelessness and this and that and third. And then I'm just looking at the homeless people like his definition of homeless must be different from my definition of homeless.
No, it's what they painted as.
Yeah.
Because
I
here's
mean,
the thing. San Diego was the first place that I went to where the homeless had their own tent.
yeah.
So when you pitching, oh, they had these homeless camps in these tent cities, and now you painting that somewhere else when it's like, nah, it is what it is.
Yeah. And if you've never been there, I can totally understand. If it's like when people when people come from Africa and they talk about black people, right? And they have all these opinions about black people. And it's like, where would you get that? You know what I'm saying? And it's the kernels of truth are already hurtful as it is, but to generalize the entire population off the few stereotypes that they have of black people coming from people who should be our brothers, right? To generalize, to be in a room full of successful black businessmen and be like, well, this is how black people are. You guys are different. You are literally the only black people I know, but I know how black people really are. It's like, why wouldn't you just go off? Like when somebody from America talks about Africa, and they're like, Africa's this, Africa's that. And I've been to Africa, and there's, it's a massive continent where there are successful countries, successful cities, and there are rural tribes even that people choose to live in isolation and raise cattle and be a certain way.
We have that here in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah. Our standards are different though, right? We look at, a poor Kentucky town where all the miners left and all that stuff. And we don't see third world country even though like, a high percentage of the population is on drugs and all that stuff. We don't see a third world country because there's always the potential that you move a Walmart there and then everything, a couple Starbucks and a Walmart, and then it's back to, the status quo. So it was alarming to the Republican Party because of the big switch, right? It was alarming to the Republican Party because of the big switch. But there is a light on the horizon for the Republicans because in the same vein, they won Tennessee, right? I don't see it as a victory because they only won Tennessee. They won 20.
Yeah, but they were supposed to win Tennessee.
Points.
They were supposed to win by Tennessee.
Yes.
And they only won by 9 points.
Yeah.
When Trump won that one by 20 something. And that's the other thing about the mayor in Miami. She won by 19 points.
Yes. She won by 19 points in a place they had lost huge.
Right? Yeah. I think they lost by like 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or was a 40-point swing or something like that. I just told you from last time we had a discussion that this is going to happen. Like they're planning and hoping that Republicans will go out and vote, and they're pissing a lot of Republicans off.
Well, let's discuss this, right? The numbers, okay. Everybody gerrymandered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything gerrymandered. Reaction to Texas, the Republicans gerrymandered 11 districts. Sorry, they gerrymandered 11 possible Republican votes, right? Possible. Yes. But they based it off the maps from the previous election. Now, here's what I want you to know. Miami would have been considered safe. So if you're gerrymandering, right, you encompass Miami into a weak district, right? Yes. So this might not bode well.
That's what I was saying.
Republicans. If they lose 2 or 3 of their gerrymandered safe districts, Number one, the president who is in office always loses seats. It's happened consistently over the last 50 years. If you're in office, you lose seats. Everybody gets to blame you for their newspaper not being delivered properly, right? So they're going to lose seats, right? So you gerrymander districts, but you base your gerrymander off the previous elections, right? The most previous being the best one to gerrymander from. If this continues, all those seats that are freshly gerrymandered are not safe.
No.
They're
And the other thing is, I don't think people realize how unpopular Kamala really was in general as a whole.
Yes.
And there's a lot of folks that didn't come out to vote.
Yeah. You know what?
That's going to change because I think the only reason why we got 4-7 is because of Obama. I'm still blaming Obama for that. And everything that he said he was going to do, he's doing none of it. Like, inflation is still up. Gas prices is about to go skyrocketing because he out there about to start a war in Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that he said he's going to do, he's done. The Epstein file still ain't been released. Like folks know, like
if
things aren't getting better.
If he can get Maduro to walk away peacefully, right, without war, if he can get Maduro to walk away peacefully, you know how big a victory that would be just for the president, but for the Republican Party, right? The only place who can process their heavy crude is in Texas. It's designed specifically for Venezuelan oil, right? And they all got cut off when we started sanctioning Venezuela. So those businesses that down in Texas were really hurting because they don't have any crude, they don't have any heavy crude because they're specifically built to process
for that. Yes.
So
but here's the thing. So yes, that is correct. But you got to realize one thing. And what his base has been always saying. Remember, he's been saying America first. They don't give a damn about Venezuela.
Unless they get that oil. So
here's the thing. Do you think China's just going to sit back and just be like, y'all go ahead and have all that?
Well, China's the reason
I don't think Maduro's going to step down.
China's
stepped down in the past, what?
Look, they had it a couple of years ago.
But my thing is, Maduro is who Trump wants to be.
You know, Maduro is the he has the highest bounty of any so we had bounties on Osama bin Laden, what was his name, the African leader, I think Algeria, Gaddafi. His bounty is higher than all of them. The bounty was put in under Trump's first regime. He's had the highest bounty in the world since 2018. So whatever problem he has with Maduro, because they're like the same guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, you put them on Epstein Island and they are the same guy.
They are the same guy.
So
and the thing is, does Trump really want to get him? Who does Trump have that he wants to put in place? Because that's what it's going to fall down to. Anything.
The administration doesn't think past next week.
He has to, because he wants another authoritarian over there.
Do not think past next. So technically, Venezuela already has another president.
Yes, the one that got elected.
Yes, he was elected. They claimed that they didn't have the votes, and he had to leave the country. He came back and he leave the country again. So technically, there's already somebody.
Yes.
So we'll see how that works out. I think it's going to be interesting. A topic you wanted to talk about. Let me add it to the stage. This gentleman here, the ex-Honduran president.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
Honduras said, "Nah, homie, Nah.
He's missing right now.
Oh, yeah, of course. They let him go. They were like, yo, you better go because we got to take you in if we catch you. His own country put a warrant out for his extradition and arrest and extradition back to Honduras to face a time for everything that he's done with all his corruption. After y'all president pardoned him.
He got the Trump treatment after he left office.
Y'all anti-drug president pardoned one of the biggest narcotics traffickers ever.
They said 400 million kilos. I don't know.
Ton.
Oh, you're right. 400 tons. Okay, yeah.
Not kilos.
I don't know which is more, 400 million kilos or 400 tons. The math isn't math for me.
So I'll put it to you like this. A kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
A ton is 2,000 pounds.
Okay.
So there's roughly, let's say, between 950 kilos in a ton.
Okay, we'll say that. We'll say 1,000.
Times that by 400.
400,000. Quick maths. I'm gonna say the millions, but 400 tons. That's a lot. That's a lot of drugs. That's a lot of drugs. 400 tons. You know, you moving that. What that show Narcos, right? What was the name of the guy who's moving?
Pablo Escobar.
That's Pablo Escobar numbers.
Nah, bigger than Pablo Escobar numbers, dog. He was the president. He was able to do way more than Pablo Escobar was able to do.
We pardoned Pablo Escobar plus.
Yeah.
What was the Mexican one who made the hole in the prison and burrowed
El
out?
Chapo. That's like pardoned.
We pardoned
Escobar,
Chapo.
El Chapo, Jefe, all of them.
And then we ask why, and he's like, "Well, he got a bad deal." Yes, that's what happens when you move 400 tons of anything into the United States illegally. You get a bad deal. We can't give you a good deal if you move 400 tons of an illegal substance. And if in nine times out of 10, if you're moving illegal substances, you're also moving people.
People, exactly, bruh. That's go hand in hand.
So a subject I wanted to talk about is our new quarterback, Justin Herbert. Justine Herbert. Justine Herbert. You see that picture?
I do.
You see number 30? That's the running back charged with blocking the blitzing backer. Number 3 came off the edge, right?
Okay.
And then the other two guys, 153 is the linebacker, and this guy over here, he's the end, right? That's what he was dealing with all night.
Yes.
That's what he's dealing with all night.
Hurts gave y'all that game.
No. Our defense took that game. There's a difference. There is a difference. You're playing one of the best defenses on the planet. You are 4 men down, and the rest of the men who are there with you are injured, right? So the only time people bring up Justin Herbert is to say he's either A, overrated, or B, a stat god, right? It's hard to reconcile those two.
A Rivers 2.0?
Can you be overrated don't say that. Can you be overrated if you surpass statistically everybody? No, you cannot. Winning is a quarterback stat to some people. Not to me specifically, but I do understand how somebody can look at Jalen Hurts and say he's a better quarterback because he's had more success. If you're not looking at statistics, if you're not looking at But this game right here, this game shows you the difference between the two, right? Hurts has never had the offensive line Herbert has never had the offensive line that Hurts has had. Never had it, right? He's never had the running back that Hurts has. He has never had the complement of receivers that Hurts has had. We can argue he's had the defensive personnel as good as Jalen Hurts has right now, but they have never performed as well as they are right now, right? This defense he has right now is better than any defense he ever had without all the name brands. When we had Bosa and we had Mac a little bit more in his prime, and we had Derwin James making all pros, we had the names, but the defensive coordinator had a big hiccup in his game, so we were taken advantage of, right? So we lose some of those names, but we have a defense coordinator who is putting to use the no names. The no names are balling out. Our free safety that ended the game, he was a scout 2 years ago. He was retired from the NFL 2 years ago, right? Cam Hart, not highly touted, not highly recruited, right? A lot of the names on defense, nobody's heard of.
Okay.
But systems work in the NFL, right? So their defense is as good or better than any defense he's ever had. So he's still able to put belt to ass on a consistent basis.
Okay.
If you give him a modicum of what Jalen Hurts has, it's a safe assumption, because all it is an assumption, that he would have crazier numbers, right? Crazier numbers. So all those people who rated Jalen Hurts above, remember, Justin Herbert has never lost to Jalen Hurts, right? He's 2-1 against Burrow. He's 2-1 against Tua. All the quarterbacks he was drafted with, he puts belt to ass consistently, right?
Okay.
You can make all the arguments you want. It usually comes to preference. Comes down to preference. And a lot of people will put Joe Burrow over him because of success he had in college, and he went to a Super Bowl. But the only thing that separates the two is my man is out there with broken ribs, broken hand, broken fingers, right? And he's not missing games, right? You're lucky to get 12 games out of Burrow. I say he's probably played 12 games twice.
That's tough. So Kenny,
yes,
you know what? Everything you're saying, I love, and I understand how you feel. I do.
I'm biased.
I'm not even gonna say you biased, even though you are. I'm not gonna say you biased. What I'm gonna ask you is, how come when I was saying the same things about Eli, I was getting scoffed at?
Because we were comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. I can tell you how great Kobe Bryant is.
Okay.
And you nod your head nonstop. But the moment we start to compare him to Jordan or Tim Duncan or any of those guys, Tracy McGrady, people are like, well, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, he couldn't do this. That's why comparison is a thief of joy.
Because here's the thing. Like, I always said, if you gave Eli a better roster around him, his numbers would have been way better than what he had.
Why do you always come back to Eli? We could talk about Phillip Rivers. We got to talk about Eli. We talk about, why does everything come back to Eli? Why can't we have a conversation?
I'm trying to give you credit for Justin Herbert right now. And I think
that we don't have to come back.
And I think you're in the same boat as I was.
Eli's going to Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
First ballot.
Well, no, second ballot now. He missed the first ballot. That was last year.
I thought.
No, they was he was a finalist.
Gotcha.
And then they hated on him. Because there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, he shouldn't go first ballot. What does he do?"
Well, the NFL Hall of Fame is a joke. They're putting GMs and owners into the Hall of Fame. It's corny. I'm one of the people who believe improving the value of your own team or bringing money to the NFL doesn't make you a Hall of Famer.
No, it's part of the business.
Yes, part of the business. You need your business Hall of Fame, right? Reserve the Hall of Fame for the people who played. Now, if you're a journalist who played, who was a good player, and you have a lot of contributions to the game, I'm cool with that, right? But you have to have shed some blood on the field in order to get in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
So my thing is, somebody said, is a true test against the Hall of Fame should be, can the story of the NFL be told without you? Like if you talk about how the NFL started and year after year you go through, can the NFL story be told without you? Should be like, yeah, all right, cool. And I'm like, you know what? I like that, because you would have so many more people in sooner, like Devin Hester. You can't tell the story of the NFL without Devin Hester and how he had everybody scared of kicking the ball.
Oh yeah,
he had punters scared, like they were shanking balls to not hit to this man.
I want to see if Jerry Jones made on his first ballot.
I'm sure he will.
Because Terrell Owens did not.
No. And honestly, T.O. played for 3 teams.
He balled out too. He played for 14. He played for like Seattle too. He played for Seattle. He played for San Francisco. He played for the
Eagles.
Dallas,
of course.
Did he play for the Bengals?
He did. He played with Ocho.
Yeah. So Jerry Jones was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens, top 2, 3, 4, 5 receiver of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make the first ballot. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'm with it.
Not even a good joke.
What's the next topic?
All right. No, we got everything.
Oh, that's it.
What else you want to talk about?
I didn't have nothing else. I thought we had enough topics. My bad. I got to write stuff down. Honestly, I've been super busy these last few days, so I haven't been able to really get into my bag like I've wanted to. What I would like to talk about real quick is what's the cause and what I believe is going to happen with Trump reclassifying these professions and declassifying. Because some people saying,
we got to get into some Hegseth too.
Some people saying, he's trying to decrease the cost of schools by doing that. No, he's not.
Decrease the cost of schools by doing what?
So he removed a list of professions as being professional degrees.
Oh, nursing. He removed nursing.
One of them was nursing, but there was a few other ones. I didn't want to get into all the other ones because I don't know all those other avenues as I do nursing, especially nurse practitioners, their DNPs and all of that, your master's nurse and all that. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. So because I'm embedded in that, and I know a lot of people that's been doing that and are still continue to do that, because you got the CRNAs that are doing it, your DNPs. He done that, and people think, he's decreasing how much federal loans they can get, so school got to decrease whatever they're going to charge.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Here's the thing: it doesn't make sense because there's still private loans out there that is still on the FAFSA website. that you can get. If I'm halfway through school, why am I gonna stop now with my funding? I'm gonna have a job that I could pay for. The difference is the interest rate on those private loans are typically higher.
Yeah.
And also with the federal ones, usually if you work at a federal agency or whatever, you got that 10 years of paying and you can get it, you know what I'm saying, wait. Now, what people don't know and why they look at it like that is when you work for the federal government, you're not getting paid what you normally would on the outside. You're getting paid less.
Yeah.
So pretty much what you're doing is, hey, for 10 years, I'm going to make payments on my loan and I'm going to let y'all short me my paycheck as well because I can make more somewhere else.
Yeah.
And after 10 years of us making these arrangements between each other, we're going to just call it even and you're going to waive the rest of these funds for me.
Why would anybody in their right mind choose nursing as a profession where you can't get these loans? It hurts America. Shoot.
Oh, because he doesn't like nurses. And if you look at who are nurses, if you look at the prime demographic of nurses,
that's what I was going to get at.
Whoa, look that up. And then also, if you also look, nursing is also one of the other. So he's not just trying to hurt minorities; he's trying to hurt women too.
Yes.
Nursing is one of the only degrees, advanced level degrees that when you get your degree, you can immediately start making more money.
Almost every profession he earmarked was a female-dominated profession.
Except pharmacy. Pharmacy was not. Pharmacy, I believe, was more men. But yes.
Like there were like, I can't remember the numbers, but a lot of were.
And here's the thing. So people saying, oh, he's trying to decrease the cost of school. You just gotta wait time and all of that. I'm like, one, what about everybody now? All right. He ain't offering no subsidies, no nothing like that going on. Like, cool. And cool. And I said, if he wanted to lower the cost of schools, he would have done that with MBA. Because an MBA, there are entry-level jobs right now. If you go on LinkedIn or Indeed, they got entry-level jobs. Talk about MBA preferred. What? And you paying $18 an hour?
Yeah. Get out of here with that.
like, come on.
If you're not from
major
city,
the reason why I think he didn't do MBA because he has one.
He does? Everything comes back to him. He's aware of that.
Of course.
He's like, I would never be a nurse. Therefore, they get no loans. Hasitashi.
like that was wild to me. But people saying, oh, he's trying to do that. No, he's not. Stop trying to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Like my whole thing is, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. And that's what this administration does.
Look, they have this thing where if he says something stupid, they'll say that's not what he meant, right? That's not what he meant. And then when he does it, they're like, he did what he said he was going to do. Oh, so the articles of impeachment have been introduced against Pete Hegseth.
It ain't going to pass.
Not going to pass?
I don't think it's going to pass.
Okay. If it's introduced and they make resolutions, because you cannot legalize the killing of people in the middle of the ocean.
So did you hear what happened?
No.
So apparently, and this I remember because this is what they said. One of the previous boats got bombed, and they got the people that were survived.
Oh yeah, they returned them. They returned them to.
They returned them. Remember, they had said this.
Yeah.
So why didn't they do that this next time.
Why did they arrest them? You return narco terrorists to their home port? People you have a death order to kill, right?
Well, apparently there wasn't a death order, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think they went and got them and took them back. And I think that's when the rules of engagement changed. Because remember, before we start
there has to be a death order because they blew up the boat.
I think I don't think it was a quote unquote death order. Because think about it. Even if they said yes, blow up the boat and got people on it, once that boat gets blown up, them people are now need help.
You're saying after the survivors survive.
Correct. They're survivors now. They're no longer a threat for you.
Make sure there's no survivors, is what you're saying. And that's the death order. When I say death order, I mean when you give permission for anybody to do something that might cause the life of somebody else.
Life. Okay, yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on the same page.
Yeah. But that changed between the two.
Yeah. Because
the survivors during that,
the survivors
get to also when the admiral said, "Yo, I'm retiring."
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If I was a guy,
here's the thing. If you tell me blow up a drug boat, all right, cool. We blown up this drug boat. Boom. Cool. Oh wow. I blew the boat up, but we got people hanging on to the sides of it that's still alive.
And there are maritime laws that say, hey, if you broke it, you bought it. Right? You cannot shoot a missile into some war machine, let it go down, and then just walk away if you're not at war with said country. Right? You broke it, you bought it.
That's why they said we have a war against drugs. That's what they're trying to pin it under.
Yeah. And what they don't understand is they thought the word terrorist, attaching it to the narcos, right, gives you the right to kill them. But narco terrorism is not defined the way terrorism is defined.
No.
It has a similar word in it, but that does not make it, so we cannot go into Mexico with our military and start killing narco terrorists.
He's trying to do it.
Not yet, anyway.
Trying to do it.
That's what they're working on. So they try to reclassify them, narco terrorists, as terrorists, where, so I had a long conversation with the MAGA guy, and that is his belief. Because we label them terrorists, he's saying Obama, he had more drone strikes than anybody, had 555 drone strikes, nobody complained. I was like, those were active combatants. There are people who are attempting to actively take the lives of other people. They're not trying to moving drugs is not their primary function, right? Moving drugs makes you a criminal. You are not a criminal until you have tried, as per the rules of the United States. We can't go to Lake Michigan, look at a guy paddling a boat full of drugs, and blow up the boat. If you see a guy paddling a boat full of drugs in Lake Michigan, we arrest him. He is to stand trial. And then he might have a good reason for being out there. He might have been swimming and fell out of his boat and then hopped in another boat and like, oh, this boat has drugs in it. He has to be able to.
It may not even be drugs on the boat. It could just be buses that say drugs.
If you have intel that says there's drugs on the boat, doesn't mean they're drugs. The Coast Guard has all those people they arrest with good intel, and 1 in 4 have no drugs. 1 in 4.
And speaking of Coast Guard, if you know they're on a boat here, why not just track them? Ping them. You would literally find out the exact route they go, where they would refuel, all of that. You would literally just find and then catch them right when they get there with the Coast Guard.
Yeah. You can catch them trying to sneak into the United States, and that is your crime. That's why.
But they was too far. They're not coming to the United States.
Yes. It would be really hard for a speedboat to go 1,000 miles.
So,
You know,
and I don't know if you took one of them courses on those drug raids and all that, and what to look out for these drug boats, right? One of the main things that they always told us was usually the drug boats have minimal personnel, usually 2 to 4 people, period.
Oh, yeah.
No more than that.
like the drug submarines have a crew of 4.
Because of the
boat
weight.
bottom
They
on
don't want
land.
to add weight onto it because that's kilos. Like for every person that weighs 180 pounds, that is 90 kilos, 90 bricks that they could have on board. So they want to maximize all that on board. One of them boats had 11 people on board. No drug boat got 11 people on board.
They was going to the Caribbean for the weekend.
No, ain't no drug boat got 11 people on board. There's no need for 11 people.
Each person costs you that much weight in drugs.
That much weight in drugs. And guess what? Wherever you go, there's going to be people there to help you offload whatever you got to offload. So you don't need a lot of people. A lot of times they have double because somebody might get sick, something might happen, and somebody got to keep running. So they got usually between 2 to 4 people.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
We already know.
Because
all of a sudden now they just
nailed it. Did you see
all of a sudden now they didn't seize an oil tanker.
Did you see the SNL skit on Pete Hegseth?
Yeah.
He's like, there's no place in Operation Kill Everybody for that type of behavior. I was like, what? That was hilarious.
Look, SNL does not care.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Pentagon Pete.
Secretary of War, my behind.
All right, everybody. That's another show. My name is K. Russ.
This is OJ. Appreciate y'all sticking in for us. Sticking in with us, I should say.
That was an episode of Let's Talk About It. Have a good night.
Peace.